Hello, friends. This is Maureen Lee Maloney, and welcome back to My Doc Journey, the show where I reveal every step in my process of creating a feature-length documentary, even the steps where I fall down and cry. I am back in the USA. Yes, you probably guessed that. I have been MIA for a few weeks. I apologize for that. My last week that I spent in Madagascar, as things started to wind down, I had an interview with a very interesting fourth generation Malagasy vanilla business owner. And that went really well. I also got to tour her facility and speak to some of the women who were actually working for her, doing the processing of the vanilla. But then a few of our other locations fell through, just that there wasn't really anything going on at that time in those villages. No flowering, no pollination stuff going on. And I decided to come back a week early. So I told myself that I was going to come back early and get started hardcore on editing my stuff. And I got back and crashed for a week. To be honest with you, I've just been doing a lot of just reading, just pure enjoyment reading. And of course, I have been, organizing my stuff. I did put all my footage onto my computer and start the process of creating the proxies because I do not have a really nice fancy computer to edit with. So to edit 4K footage effectively, I have to create proxies, which takes a lot of just computer processing time, in which I can't really do anything else on my computer. It's just pretty slow, takes up all the processing power on my computer. So that took a few days. Stitched together my 360 video, which took a few days. And the rest of that time I just spent relaxing and recovering. So that's what I've been doing. It hasn't been a whole lot to report on, but it's been very necessary. I was definitely physically and mentally exhausted when I got back, and I needed that space, so I took it. And here I am back. I'm ready to get started again. And actually, I'm really looking forward to going through my footage. Looked a little bit at the 360 footage, although I haven't exported it to look at it on a headset yet. So I think we'll have to wait and see how that goes. This is my first time working with the 360 video, so I'm not exactly sure. It's very experimental for me at this point. But that's what I'm going to be working on from here on out, is going through my footage, figuring out what all I can do with the footage between now and when I hopefully get some funding. And that is kind of my next limiting factor. There's going to be not a whole lot more I can do until I get some funding. So I'm going to be working on more grants. I have received a few rejection letters for some grants. So one of them, fortunately, from the Heart Productions, their Roy W. Dean grant, they offer a consultation. So I'll be doing a consultation with them to get more feedback on my application that will hopefully inform and improve my future grant applications. I am going to be creating some videos to be posting online. I am considering creating a short film out of the footage that I have, if possible. Definitely going to try to do as much with the footage that I have as I can, because, the next tangible steps are probably not going to happen for a while. I probably won't be able to get back to Madagascar until next spring for the harvesting period. And so, between now and then, of course, I don't want to totally lose momentum. I want to continue to work on it a little by little. But this is just the reality of documentary filmmaking, right? There's a lot of space in between periods of high-level production. So things are definitely going to slow down here probably for me. In the next few weeks, I am still doing the event on October 23rd, if you happen to be in Colorado, at Vapor Distillery. I am doing an event. We're doing a vanilla-inspired cocktail evening with a Holy Crep food truck and music with Estella Dawn, and that'll be a lot of fun. And proceeds from that night will go to support the film, so I'm looking forward to that. And beyond that, my process is going to be not super exciting. So what I plan to be doing with the podcast is I am going to be doing more book reviews. I'm going to go back through some of the books that have really helped me in the past and detail some of the things that I got from those books. And I'm going to be looking for other people in the filmmaking and entertainment field to interview on the show. So if you're wondering kind of what the more future episodes are going to look like, it's going to be that. And I am going to continue to talk about some of the process if you are early in the process of becoming a filmmaker, if you're just starting to think about making a documentary film or making a web series. I am going to continue talking about that process and the different options that are out there for creating content and getting stuff out into the world, because it's not just about filmmaking, it's not just about web series. There are many things that you can be a part of and do out there, like creating podcasts even. So I guess that's the only update that I have for today. I think for me, the biggest lesson that I have learned, and it's something that I know and that I'm aware of, but I still kind of struggle with, is the need to give yourself the time and the space that you need to do your work, and acknowledging things that are really difficult. Traveling in another culture, in a faraway country with a completely different language. Even if you speak that language, if you don't regularly speak it, if it's not fluent, it's very challenging. I speak Malagasy, but it has been a long time since I've been there speaking it, and so it was very challenging doing that on a regular day-to-day basis. Mentally challenging, just mentally exhausting. Physically, traveling, carrying my equipment, sleeping in uncomfortable places, that's physically challenging, and it all adds up. So if you're ever doing that type of thing, definitely give yourself the space to recover. It's hard for me because I like to always be accomplishing something, and I do feel guilty sometimes if I go for an extended period of time where I don't feel like I'm really accomplishing what I should be. I definitely push myself very, very hard. And even though I know that I trust my body, even though I trust my body to know what it needs to recover, sometimes I do still struggle with it. But you got to do what you got to do. You got to take care of yourself. And if you don't, it'll come back to bite you in the butt anyway. You won't be as productive. You'll probably get sick, things like that. So it's not worth pushing yourself beyond your limits. And that is a lesson I just constantly have to learn over and over and over again. So, yeah. Please let me know if you have any questions. I would love to hear from you. I would also love to hear about any projects that you're working on. So reach out to the Facebook page or Twitter, My Doc Journey. Have a great week.